From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Evening Edition.
Now at 11, a deadly day on the Bay Area ocean shores. Emergency crews respond to a number of people in distress, and the danger's not over yet.
This would probably not be my ideal place to swim, only because that looks absolutely terrifying tonight.
And with fire season just around the corner, one Bay Area community is forced to come up with its own backup evacuation plan.
And then the Great Wall of Oakland, built on shipping containers from China, and what that has to do with the homeless problem. Good evening, I'm Brian Hackney.
And I'm Andrea Nakano. First responders have been busy out on the water this weekend performing multiple rescues. A high surf advisory is in effect through tomorrow morning.
The advisory stretches up and down the coast with the National Weather Service warning of waves up to 20 feet. Darren's going to explain all of the colors in the map in just a minute. Sneaker waves are always a threat, and Amanda Harry has more.
Strong winds and powerful waves drew most people to Ocean Beach just to look. No surfers were out in the water, but there was one kite surfer.
So I've been waiting for a long time for a good windy day.
Peter Scheidel has been kite surfing for 17 years. He brought all his equipment and different kite sizes to make sure he would put himself in the safest position.
I had my 5, I had my 7 today, and I used my 9.
But he says it's imperative that people take calculated risks and always respect the waves.
You have to. You would never survive. And even people who respect the waves don't even survive sometimes. So there's definitely been accidents that happen, and yeah, it's all about respect.
Up in Sonoma County, the waves did take a life at Gersel Cove. The Sonoma County Sheriff's Office says a man who was standing on the rocks at the coast was swept out into sea. He was located in the water and flown to land. Emergency personnel performed CPR, but he died. The National Weather Service says there will be an increase of sneaker waves and rip currents until Monday evening. The high surf warning extends from Cloverdale all the way to Monterey, which includes Ocean Beach in San Francisco. The wind has been so strong, it's created foam from the waves, and it's blowing as if it was a tumbleweed.
I actually thought it was like trash because I didn't know it was foam.
May Swenson was visiting San Francisco. She lives in Pittsburgh. She says she's never seen a beach look like this and got as close as she could to the waves.
And I just wanted to play around, and I had never seen like the foam and stuff, so I just thought it was really beautiful.
Emily Fajiran and Joe Ely were also visiting from Washington State. They decided to watch the waves from a safe distance.
This would probably not be my ideal place to swim, only because that looks absolutely terrifying tonight.
But for Scheidel, it was ideal, and he's hoping for more windy days in the future.
Those waves are so big, it just makes you feel incredibly small, but it's like an incredible gift to be able to, every time I'm out there, I'm so grateful.
Staying safe while enjoying the beauty and power of the ocean.
Okay, let me show you why we're not done. This surf advisory doesn't expire until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So Brian and Andrea were just showing you the areas on the coast of concern. Let me show you what's still coming our way. See in the monitor here, all the wave energy? Bright colors of yellow and green show you that we still have 10 to 15-foot surf tomorrow. That's almost as high as it was today. So just be real careful. It's Monday tomorrow, so we're going to have a lot less people out there anyway. But if you know anybody who's got friends and family and some free time and they're in town and they're going to the water tomorrow, make sure people are very aware of that. All right, let's move on to the other topic. We're going to be getting rain over the course of this week. And if we just kind of color in the map up there over the course of the next several days, by the time we get to a week from now, that's a decent amount. The problem is that's primarily coming from one storm, and most of that's coming like 7 days from now. Between then and now, we've got 3 weak little weather makers that are going to keep coming our way and trying to bring us rain. Here's the one tonight. So this is the leftovers of what we had today. We're about 0.2 of an inch of rain ahead of where we were 24 hours ago. That's how much we've gotten from this system. It was more windy today than rainy. And the rain's done pretty much as we get into tomorrow morning. So what we're going to do in the complete forecast is I want to show you the one that gets here for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All 3 days have a chance of rain from the same pesky, squirrely little system that may not deliver much, but we still need to talk about rain for much of the middle part of the week. I'll see you with that coming up in a few minutes, guys. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Darren. In other news tonight in Hayward, a quadruple shooting outside the grill restaurant put 4 people in the hospital. This happened last night around 11 o'clock. Police say they found 3 victims at the scene. They were rushed to the hospital. A 4th victim was able to take themselves to the hospital. All are in stable condition and are expected to make a full recovery. So far, there is no word on any suspects. And 1 person was sent to the hospital after a hit-and-run crash involving a suspected drunk driver in Petaluma. This was at the intersection of Gray Lawn Avenue and Peyron Street. Police say the drunk driver fled the scene, but was found after witnesses recognized him and alerted the police. That suspect has since been arrested and charged with hit-and-run causing an injury and threatening an officer.
At the same time, in San Jose, a pedestrian was hit and killed by a car on South White Road this morning. Already, it's San Jose's 4th fatal pedestrian accident of the year. And in Redwood City, the victim of a hit-and-run crash ended up injuring several people himself while trying to chase the driver that originally hit him. Complicated story. Police say the victim of the hit and run called the police as he was chasing the suspect. Then they say the first driver eventually pulled over on King Street near a group of pedestrians. That's when investigators say the second driver drove into several people, with at least 2 having to go to the hospital. The man who hit them was arrested.
In Oakland, the city is borrowing a move from Berkeley's playbook by using empty shipping containers to try and clear a local homeless encampment. Dahlin has the story.
They just started stacking up these shipping containers. The idea is to build a fortress around this private lot and prevent the RVs from returning.
Yeah, so we'll line it from the start of the freeway all the way down to the end of the street here. It's 40 feet long, 8 feet wide, and about 6,000 pounds heavy.
That's how much each empty container weighs. Jeff Alberto says these heavy containers will form a wall and end the encampment problem.
There's really no dragging it. It's more of like a land anchor right now.
Jeff owns Oakland Container Services. He just started leasing the land from the property owner for his growing container business. He partnered with the city of Oakland and Caltrans to clear the large encampment last week.
Utilize it as a storage depot, as we anticipate to have about 250 to 300 containers in here.
He says it's a win-win. He needs the land, and the city has been trying to get rid of the encampment here for about 8 years.
I put up a fence, a wrought iron fence, and people just run over it, tear it down like it's no big deal.
The city worked with the property owner and cleared the encampment at least 5 times in recent years. We captured this removal back in 2019, but each time, within a couple of weeks, people would drive cars to plow over the fence and occupy the land. Many frustrated businesses and neighbors threatened to leave.
I'm trying to keep Home Depot here in Oakland due to their job creation that they have.
Oakland city leaders took a page from how UC Berkeley shield off People's Park with shipping containers. And Jeff, an Oakland native, happens to need a lot of space for his business. Jeff has already done the same setup on a neighboring lot.
We won't have this issue no more. I believe I could guarantee that almost.
While neighbors and businesses support the move, they want the city to house the homeless. Some of the former encampment residents are still waiting for transitional and permanent housing.
We don't have nowhere to go. That's what we looking forward towards the city, for them to come help us find somewhere to go. But since they don't do that, I can't even answer that question and tell you where I'm gonna go.
I moved my trailer to the next open spot that I could find.
Councilman Noel Gallo says the city has a major budget deficit and is working with limited funds. Jeff understands the complexity. He hopes this will work out for everyone.
I appreciate all the support, and all I can say is I love my city.
Jeff and the city hope to remove the remaining 2 RVs at the site by Tuesday and have all of the shipping containers stacked up and done by Wednesday. By the way, Noel Gallo says they can't build affordable housing here because this site is super contaminated. It would cost a lot of money to clean it up.
Well, coming up after the break, how a South Bay community is creating its own wildfire evacuation plan.
And later, neighbors in Oakland have a serious beef with a meat operation that's keeping them up all hours. We'll have that after a break.